Hello everybody and welcome to What's in the Box. Today I'm going to be having a look at the Devil's Dandy Dogs from the folks at MonteCook Games. So this is a narrative RPG box game where you don't really have to do much setup before you sit down to play. So you'll have your characters, you'll have your diviner, your GM, and the game itself is going to give you the situations while you go out and try and retrieve a soul for the devil. Okay, let's dig in and see exactly what we've got in the Devil's Dandy Dogs. So, first thing I'm seeing is a very stylized art style on the front of the box. And if we flip over, we get a little synopsis on exactly what you're going to be doing. So you and your friends are going to be playing the Devil's Dandy Dogs, funnily enough, name of the game. But what you're doing is you're being sent out to gather the souls of someone the devil has made a deal with. The interesting thing for this game is you're not actually building your narrative before you start playing, so all of it is handled by the tarot card decks that are in the box. So let's crack it open. Our first thing is just a little content sheet of what's in the box. So we got our core rulebook, our reference book, we got a cloth playmat, 11 character sheets, we got some dice, temptation dice, Diviner's deck. Now, Diviner is basically acting as your DM in this game, so they're the person who's going to be guiding you through the story. You've got trick cards, pack of the pack, cute, Devil's Door cards, and Fate's Folly cards. So nice and simple, nice and easy. And on the back, we've got just a little image of what each of our items are. So it's really easy to tell what each thing is. We then have our main rulebook. It's a little A5, but it's actually done this way. And on the inside, gorgeous artwork. And basically everything you need to know to play the game is in here. And you can see the style is changing depending on which chapter you're in. And this is basically, your diviner's going to want to read through this first and then just guide everybody through. Our next item is this handy dandy little guy, which is the Devil's Playbook. Now, this is a really useful one because what it's doing is showing you exactly what is on each card. So this actually works much like the guidebook you would get for a tarot deck. So this will just guide you through what some of your cards do. So we've got the love card, rabbit card. Do you love rabbits at night? Next up, we have our cloth playmat. And it comes all nicely folded up. And as you can see, we have our doggo on there. Nice quality feeling to it. It's light fabric, nothing too heavy. A little bit of a wrinkle in it, but you know, if you're playing this every week, that should come out just fine. I actually have had a little bit of a look through the rulebook, and it does look like this is a game where you can have some pure chaos on the go depending on which of the doggos you're playing. And as it said, we've got 11 of these, so each of these are a different Devil's Dandy Dog that you can play with. So we've got the Dreamed, the Dimmed. Okay, let's flick this one open because I'm curious about it. I won't open them all up. So this one is, you have seen and done much and are more jaded and stoic than you once were. While your experience lends you valuable insight and unique problem-solving skills, you yearn to encounter something exciting and new. You're happiest when helping your pack discover or overcome a novel situation. So this is basically a little idea of who you are, and down here it sort of gives you a brief rundown on what your storytelling should be like. We've also got space for some notes and stuff in here, and I'm assuming you'll have some cards that will link into the side here. We've also got a little breakdown on there, and on the back, more space for a few notes. So who else do we have? So we've had the Dreamed, the Dimmed, the Beloved, the Scrounger, the Exquisite, the Faithful, the Frolic, the Heartened, the Veld, the Vermilion, and then we have this one, which is actually a purely blank one. So if you want to do your own style of pupper, off you go. Now, you're going to want to have each player having a set like this. So 3d6 and a different colored one, because this one is called your temptation dice, and these are your regular devil's dice. So as you can see, they just have some basic symbols on them, but I'm sure there's probably a conversion piece in there, or maybe not, because some of these symbols are very specific, but I'm sure we can figure it out. Lastly, we have our card decks. So first up, we have our Diviner's deck, and as you can see, there is some absolutely gorgeous artwork on some of these cards. I'll just randomly flip through a few for you just to let you see them. But it's quite simply beautiful, and anyone who loves tarot-style cards, you're going to love this game. So one of the key things I love about the idea of this game is you're not having to pre-write your narrative campaign, and everything can just, flow together nice and easily. And on top of that, some of the mechanics that seem to be built into the game are just very, very fun. So your temptations and thing like what this deck is. So are you a good dog? Are you going to, follow through on your drive, or are you going to get a little distracted? Then we come to the trick cards. So these actually are going to be giving you a little bit more of a narrative, if I turn it the right way up. So what dreams may come. You look into the eyes of a nearby creature and cause them to hallucinate. What they see is something dredged from the depths of their own mind, and thus you can't control what they see or how they will act because of it. The hallucination lasts until they are injured from any source, removed from the area, or are otherwise brought out of the vision. So this is just giving you like nice situational pieces to help move the story along and what's actually happening around you in your pack. Speaking of the pack, we have the Pack of the Pack cards. Whoever wrote this, you know what you did. So we have True Form. All members of the pack come together to become a single solid creature of your choosing. You have all the benefits and drawbacks of this creature, but can't use any of your tricks. The effect ends if the formed creature is injured, the creature needs to move to another location, or the dogs decide to disperse. So you can really do some mind-bending things if your storytelling group is a little bit crazy. We then have our Devil's Door cards. And these are giving us a little bit more. So, the devil arrives disheveled but delighted. They give the dogs the ability to communicate with each other telepathically, no matter how far away they are from each other for the rest of this soul fetch. So this is giving us some like nice big bonus things, which will just make life a little bit better and a little bit more fun for us. Our last one is our Fate's Folly cards. So these. And what these are giving us is something like this. Fate's flock of crimson bird. If I could read, it would help. Fate's flock of crimson birds arrives with a whoosh of wings and feathers. The birds drop tempting items down to the dogs, making it hard for the pack to resist. So this is going to leave you testing, do I go for the steak? Is that my favorite chew toy? Favorite chew toy might actually be named John. Anyway, that's everything in the box. It looks like a fun game. So there we have it. The art style on this game is absolutely fabulous. I love the look of it. I love the idea of it. And I'm kind of really enjoying the idea of just pure chaotic, if you really want to mess with your friends, if you're that character who lets your intrusive thoughts win, this could really be a good one for you. And yes, that was me going, yeah, I would. Anyway, drop me a comment below. Tell me, what do you think of the idea of this kind of like free-form narrative RPG play? We'll move on. We'll see you again soon. And here, one extra thing. What kind of dog do you think each team member would be? We'll move on, and I'll see you again soon.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe? And remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.